terrific. I really appreciated our time.
Lakes and sunshine and wine.
Not an easy topic, but well worth the discussion.
This is where I wave, right? Like this.
You got it. You've nailed it already.
Yes.
In 2009, Joyce Hannett went to the doctor for what you thought would be a routine type of exam.
Yeah.
And it turned out really not to be. Tell me a little bit about that day.
Well, they sent me for a blood workup, and then the second day and the third day in a row, so I knew something was up, so I started looking it up on the computer from the requisitions. So when I went to see him again, I already knew.
And what was your eventual diagnosis?
Multiple myeloma.
And from what I've been reading, it's actually a cancer that's not very well known.
Exactly. If I'd heard of it, I would have had some idea that that was what was going on.
So what exactly is it? What part of your body does it affect, and how does it make you feel?
Well, I've never really had any problem with it because I went straight into a drug study and it worked right away. So, and now that drug's being used all over the world.
So it's a cancer of the plasma cells in the blood. So it's in the bone marrow where the blood cells are produced, and specifically the plasma cells are cancerous. So they're multiplying too rapidly, and then that causes problems. Leads to lesions in the bones, which hers was caught before that happened, so she didn't have any bone pain.
Yeah. And as Joyce's daughter, Susan, what was that day like for you? I can't imagine what it must be like to hear your mom has a form of cancer.
Yeah, pretty scary because it is one that we've never heard of, so you need to research and find out. You have no idea what the outcomes are, if it's curable, if it's not, because it isn't one that's well known, so we had to look it up. And yeah, it was scary going to the cancer clinic the first time because we'd never been there and didn't know what to expect.
And one of the things I've read as well is that it isn't something that's curable.
No.
That's right.
And that must be tough for a family to hear as well.
Yeah, for sure. You don't know how long the journey's going to be, and back in 2000, 3 to 5 years was sort of the outlook, but now, luckily, she got it by 2009. There were some better medications just coming in, and so she's in her 9th year, so she's done really well.
Starting into my 10th year.
Yeah, just finishing your 9th year, and the medications have worked, and there's several more now, so that's making a difference. People are living longer for sure.
But there aren't any more studies. I asked them about that. The second study I went in, I had too many side effects, so I dropped it.
Right, and clinical trials was something you were able to access because yours was caught quite early on.
Well, I was in it for 18 months, and then for 2.5 years I didn't need anything. And then all of a sudden he said, "You've got to get back on something." So that's when I went into the second study, but it didn't agree with me. So he put me back on the drugs that's in that same group because it worked so well for me.
Mm-hmm. And when you had originally gone to the doctor, you weren't. Well, you said that when you look back, you do realize that there were probably some symptoms, but originally nothing had kind of stood out as something that could be cancer. You weren't feeling sick.
I always thought I was extremely healthy and nothing was going to happen. You never know.
Yeah, and I think that's probably key, is you just never know.
Yeah, you don't know, yeah. Usually there's bone pain, and then people get diagnosed with arthritis and try to solve it with medication for arthritis, and then it doesn't help, and then they realize it's more than that, and that it's lesions in the bone, which leads them to myeloma. So luckily, you haven't had that yet.
Well, over the last 6 months, the arthritis is worse than I think the myeloma could be. I don't know, but it's not much fun.
Yeah. And are you was the impact on the family something that you were able to anticipate, or was it just so much more than you thought it would be?
Yeah, I'd say she's done so well with treatment, so it hasn't been huge. It's a lot of doctor's appointments. It's depending on the study you're in and how often you have to go, and Mom doesn't drive, so I have to take time off work to drive. Sometimes my brother can take her. So in that way, yeah, it's time away. It's
And blood work all the time before you go to your appointments.
I'm just trying to understand it all, and Yeah.
And what's involved in those clinical studies? What is kind of the process? What are you doing?
Well, they have a big, they inject things. You have to do 24-hour urine collection and take it in. And I can't remember
Monthly.
all of it now. It's been so long.
Well, and a lot of questionnaires.
Yeah, questionnaires. Yeah, you always have to fill a questionnaire every time you went.
Right, all worth it though.
Because they're
Oh, yeah.
collecting data to see the.
Especially that one, lanolitamide was just being tested. That's the one now that I was reading. A lot of people are on it now.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think it's important to participate in events like the walk coming up because the money helps support
Oh, yeah.
continued research, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a good thing.
And just getting the word out. Whenever you say, someone says, what kind of cancer does your mom have? And you say myeloma, they say, oh, skin cancer. No, that's melanoma. They're very close.
Yeah, and they're dropping that first word, which is making it worse.
Multiple myeloma helps to,
Yeah.
so people don't know what it is. So even if people just hear it in the media like this, that it's, and know that there's another cancer out there, and if we can raise some money to go to the national campaign to get more of those drugs accessible to more of the patients.
Yeah, and Kelowna's one of 23 communities across the country hosting an event, so it's important to get people out, isn't it?
So this will be our 3rd annual march. Nationwide, this is the 10th annual march. So the group is new because the research is all new.
Well, quite a few people. I know of a couple that died in the group, and some have moved. So new people are coming in. And
Have a lot of people been attending in the past couple of years? Like, do you like how many do you think, or how many do you hope will attend this time?
Well, we're hoping for 50 this time. I think we had about 30 last time. So it's grassroots, it's new. We're trying to spread the word so more people will come out. There's not a lot of people in the community with myeloma, which makes it hard to, it's not widespread, so it makes it hard to get people that know about it that are wanting to come out. But we're doing our best, and even if it's just a handful of us, at least it's something, right?
Yeah. And the
Bringing
money
awareness.
goes towards more clinical research
Yeah.
to hopefully prolong lives like yours.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess.
Yeah, it's all for drug research. There's drugs available, but each province is different on what they offer, and so the more research that can be done to find new drugs, new ways to fight myeloma and to keep people living longer.
Because a lot of them can't take certain ones. They have reactions.
Right. Yeah. Well, let's remind folks when the walk is taking place, and do people have to register?
Yeah, so Saturday, September 15th, you can register online at Myeloma Canada, or you can just show up that day. We'll be down by the sales. We'll have a booth set up, and you can just come and register that day. And you can donate online too.
And it'll be a good thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, thank you so much to you both for joining us.
thank you.
And thank you for watching Kelowna Now.